Hi, welcome back to Helga's Haven. I know it's been a while since I've done a face-to-face video, but I'm going to begin with a series, actually, which this will be the first video of. It will be information about empaths and highly sensitive people. Now, the best way to explain, I guess, an empath is to kind of build up from the bottom. Like when you take sympathy. Okay, sympathy is pretty straightforward. Something awful happens to someone and you feel terrible for them. I'm sure just about everybody's experienced that. When you have empathy, it's someone went through something and you can really relate to the experience because you've either been through that same or similar experience yourself. You can completely relate to what they're going. You know how they're feeling. You can understand it on a different level than sympathy. Now, when you are an empath, it goes deeper than that. You will feel possible thoughts and feelings of another person as though they are your own. That can be very tricky. It can be very confusing. And if you haven't sort of learned how to deal with that, trained yourself, it can be a little bit tricky because sometimes it can feel so much like it's yours when it might not be yours. It's a thing. It happens. Now, that's why it's so tricky to be an empath, because you have to be very careful not to take on other people's stuff. And that's hard because being an empath, you have that extra sensitivity. One of the ways you can tell if you are an empath is, say you're in a conversation with someone and they seem happy, they're smiling, there's no sign of that there's anything wrong, but you may be feeling something different from them on the inside, but it is not presented on the outside. When you're an empath, you feel or know the things without any external triggers or being told anything or having any physical show that there's anything wrong. So they're smiling away, and where most other people would think nothing of it, you may be picking up what's really going on the inside, which is not matching what they're showing on the outside. Now, when you're a highly sensitive person, and you can actually be both, you can be an empath and you can be highly sensitive, which I am both. When you're highly sensitive, it's something you are born with. Okay, it's an innate trait, and it just means that you process all the information, all the stimuli on a much deeper level. There's nothing wrong with you, just like if you're an empath, there's nothing wrong with you. Okay? And when you are highly sensitive, you can be very hyper aware of your surroundings, and you'll even notice the tiniest little changes or differences in your environment. It's a normal trait. They figure it affects 15 to 20% of the population, and it's actually, you're born with, like a gene. You're actually born with this. Now, when it comes to empaths, a lot of people say that being an empath is a result of childhood trauma, which is not untrue, but there's more to it than that. There can be more to it than that. It can actually be just an inborn temperament. That is entirely possible. Although it hasn't been proven, there is some that say it can be possibly genetically transmitted, so you would inherit it. What can help you develop that as you grow up is if you have very supportive parents. Again, one of the other reasons that you might be an empath could be from childhood trauma. That is part of a thing. But there are other reasons why. It's not strictly childhood trauma. Okay? Now, there's a much lower percentage of people that they believe are empaths. However, I think they might be referring to emotional empaths only. There are many different types of empaths, and I'm going to get into that, but I'm going to end this video here. Thank you for watching. Please share, please subscribe, please hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.